It's going good. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, nice. Good to hear. Actually, it seems like you a little bit too far or something. I can't hear you properly. Can you check if your microphone, yeah, if your microphone's near you?
Yeah, I'm wearing a headset. Is it any better?
Let me see. It just seems okay. I can put it on 200. Okay, can you try to speak again?
Hello?
Yeah, it
Hello?
seems
Hello?
for some reason it's a little bit too low. Can you check the input and output?
Yeah, sure.
It just seems like you a little bit too far, I think.
What about now?
Uh,
What about now?
well, it's similar, I think. Okay, let me think. How
I'll put on 200.
oh
I can try. That's weird. Hold on. Let me just try this real quick.
I could actually adjust some settings too. That's okay. I can just maybe make the Discord louder as well. Just
Is
typically.
this is this any better?
I think it's gonna be okay. Yeah, I just made everything louder, so it's gonna be fine.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. I was on recently and it seemed fine, but sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. It happens. I
I
think.
just did a mic test and it seems okay. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I think it's better now. I think it's all good. Okay, yeah.
All right.
Anyway, how you been doing so far?
Pretty good. Getting back into the game a little bit. I was off for probably about 5 months. So from January till a couple weeks ago. So just getting back into the game and stuff like that.
I see. I see. And how is that going for you so far? What do you? Yeah, how is the experience so
I
far?
mean, it's fun. I mean, I'm a little like rusty, or um, the games are okay, right? But I'm back in. Let's see. I think I'm uh, plat 2 is what I'm at right now.
Mm-hmm.
And when I took a break, I think I ended up diamond 4 when I took a break. And I peaked diamond 2. So just trying to remember things and kind of get back to it. You know,
Sounds good. Yeah, and what is your hero pool? Is it the same kind of same characters you play at the moment?
yeah, it's pretty much only Baptiste for the most part right now. I've played. Let's see, this season I have. I think like only. Yeah, I have 2 hours on Kiri, but 11 on Bap. So I've mainly just been trying to. Because I remember last time too. Once I got up to diamond with Bap, I switched team comps and things like that. So I'm trying to do stuff similar
Mm-hmm.
to taking angles. I don't think I'm doing that enough. Or when I do, I'm out of position. Like maybe it's too aggressive sometimes. I think my cover usage is probably not great. I get like even when we look at the example, I get caught out a couple times by Nash,
Mm-hmm.
and also trying to prioritize uptime as well. So I noticed I was spending too much time trying to rotate during fights, and um, I wanted to get more participation in the fight with my team instead of rotating, or if it's going to be a rotation, a quick one where I'm maybe just jumping up to high ground and still in the fight. So that's kind of things I'm focusing on: the
Mm-hmm.
uptime, taking angles, and then the rotations as well. I guess cover a little bit, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that sounds just fine, especially when you took a break. I think it's fine if you refocus on fundamentals, you build everything from there, and then afterwards you can also practice more niche stuff. I think
Right.
should be okay. It should be all right for the long
Sure.
term.
Yeah, because I'm not being able to carry my plat games anymore. Yeah, I was when I took a break. I was pretty consistently able to do pretty well in flat. And I'm starting. I remember last time one of our sessions, you said, I think it was after you had done an offline review, and you said something like, well, if you keep playing like this, you're going to climb eventually. This is pretty good. So I'm seeing some of that. I think some better outcomes, and trying to prioritize, especially on the angles.
Oh
I've been
yeah.
getting better at. So I do think that I play well sometimes. I guess everybody says that, but sometimes I notice I play well. I play a bit above my ranks, similar to how I was when I took a break, but other times not so.
Makes sense. I think this is consistency where it's a tricky thing. I think just being able, if you're able to implement some of the stuff, most of the games, then it's and that's up pretty good. I think just being able to make sure you're able to be dynamic with all the things you're working on. You can adapt depending on the map, depending on the team comp you run, they run. I think this is a definitely not the easiest part. That's why it's so important when you just trying to progress, pay attention to fundamentals. It feels like just because those are always there, you can kind of say, okay, are we using cover? Are we timing the pressure correctly? Are we taking the proper angle and such? So yeah, that's all
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Okay,
makes sense.
yeah, okay, that's all right. Is there anything else in terms of news? Just anything maybe you would have been struggling with a little bit more? Well, I mentioned covers sometimes just out of position rotations, yeah. But is
Yeah,
there anything else?
yes, probably. So, I mean, it could be timing as well for some of it. I'm unsure fully, but it seems like I'll shoot, and then like trying to prioritize uptime, and nothing dies. So I feel like I'm not pressuring correctly, and I know it's not just stats, but I feel like my gameplay isn't dynamic enough, and maybe I'm not taking angles often enough. But I am trying to start prioritizing, and sometimes I do effectively, but sometimes I get caught out and out of position without cover.
Yeah, so do you want to focus on that a little bit more during this session? Or is there anything else what do we want to get out of today? What do you think?
I want to really focus on kind of where I'm positioned, my position,
Yep.
and if I'm on proper angles, I think, because I think I can focus in on cover once I have the right angle. Once I'm more confident in the positioning, then I think the cover will also kind of not fall into place, but I can focus on that a little more. But
Mhm.
yeah, like,
Okay. Yeah, this is understandable. Yeah. We can refocus on that then. I think it's been a while since our last session, so anyway, we can just
mhm.
take a look and see how we're doing. Probably start with fundamentals first and then go from there. Honestly, should be alright. Okay. Do you
Sure.
have any game we can look at?
Yeah. I have one from today, and also I've been trying to play consistently as well. Try to play at least 2 hours a day, including queue times.
This is good. How was your grind in the other game as well? You mentioned that you've been playing that
Oh yeah,
quite a lot.
yeah. Acro. I have taken a break from it because the queues are so long, like longer than Overwatch queues.
Ow,
Sometimes
that's
I was
rough.
waiting 20 minutes for a game, for one game, and the tactical games are super short too. They're 8 to 10 minutes max.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough for sure. It.
So I'm waiting for them to make some changes. They said they were going to make some changes to the joiner and things like that. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice. Okay, yeah,
but
that's
it was
good.
going well. I got up to like rank 70.
Oh,
So
pretty
yeah,
impressive.
I progressed a solid bit, and I I applied the same stuff I had a document for it and work on one thing and it reminded me of the Overwatch climb a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but those things are really universal too, honestly. It's just
Mhm.
Overwatch is such a complex game and it's so punishing as well if you're not
Yeah.
making certain thing right a lot of times. And all of this, just being able to apply that in the complex, all these things together, this is not the easiest thing. That's why I'm making sure progress one step at a time. So important. Yeah, that's
Sense.
that's alright. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got. We have pretty good composition for you. You have mob roll oriented. There's
Yep.
your Genji as well. Might expect them to take angles. Mercy, probably expect them to damage boost the Genji a little bit more, maybe cast. But yeah, other than that, we should be comfortable supporting our core. Taking off angle there right away. And then kind of just going to the rest of your core, it seems. It didn't go as left side, but we position on over here. Yeah, well, they just kind
So
of
right
started
away,
with the
I
bridge.
have a
Yeah.
question.
Hmm.
So one, I always go through that door at the beginning, how I went out and checked that room
Yeah, I
to make
think that's
sure.
fine. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay. And then two, so my Ryan and a couple others just went up to the train and just walked in, and I didn't follow them. I don't know if that was correct or not. Like if I should have followed them or tried to pressure from here.
Yeah, ideally, one I understand two things is just because you're trying to do damage and at the same time you want to support your team. You want to do both. You just want to understand where all of this meets and what kind of area. So if I'm looking at here, it seems that you're pressuring in the train. Are you? Well, I mean, you need to heal these guys in the train, right? Maybe we're partially able to do damage over here, but we not able to do any support if your team is in the train, right? So, what is the best choice in this case? Then, what do you think?
I mean, I would assume probably support them.
Yeah, it's kind
Or,
of, and we'll see. This location is tricky, right? It just might be those tunnels as well. A lot of times, like narrow spaces, but it's
that's
always
kind of what I was thinking.
yeah, mhm.
That it wasn't a great spot for me in
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, it's understandable. Well, let's put it this way, because we usually prioritize your damage output, right?
Yeah.
Fundamentally, we'll need to do things. We need to be able to damage and support your team. The problem is, from here where you are, you're not able to support. But a lot of times when you're taking angles as well in general, you might notice that, well, I'm not able to heal my team for some time. But usually, you're not taking like too deep of an angle, so you're not able to support your team for like maybe 5 seconds or 3 seconds. Yeah, usually you able to just get in line of sight somewhere. We're able to support the team like 2 or 3 seconds, kind of around that number, and see if your team commits inside that space. What do you think? Are you gonna be able to support them within like 2 seconds or something if you commit towards here?
2 seconds. I mean, it'll be a little longer than 2 seconds, probably.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of maybe 4 or something. It's just you walk, you jump, you walk, and then you peek. Yeah, it's kind of around that, right? So this is how you decide. I think it's just around 2 3 seconds. I know it's not the most accurate, but at least it can give you a sense of where you can be, generally speaking, because we want to support something as well. Yeah, something active as well. Right? It's just always the balance for you, in a way. Mm. If your team's
Yeah,
walking
I think
main,
right.
there's no problem, right? We a lot of times can also maybe find a way to, I don't know, just open up the angle in a way what the map can allow you to do. I think there's some different maps where you can take deeper angles. You just kind of not able to see your team for a little bit. Yeah, for example, here I decide to for some reason walk inside this space, walk up the stairs. Yeah, maybe let's say I'm walking, and this time when I walk up the stairs, it takes like 2 seconds for me to
Yeah.
peak by the time my team takes a fight. it's can be sort of okay. Yeah, you can also, well, as a BAP, it's also easy. You can go up there instantly, but this is definitely not the best spot for us. Yeah, because we're unable to support anything. At least based on this. Yeah, if your team goes here, which usually they don't.
Okay. And my
Mm,
thought process was, I'm not gonna be able to do anything from. I'm just gonna be sitting behind Ryan's shield, not on an
yeah,
angle.
yeah. This is
That
too.
was my thought process, but I'm not saying I'm right. I'm telling you why I
Yeah.
chose that.
No, I mean that makes sense. It just you wanna follow fundamental rule. You wanna have both things, support and also damage opportunities. And here we don't have support opportunities. That's it. And here this can give you both opportunities. Potentially, if you're looking to for more nuances, you can even jump above this and go this way, right? Nothing preventing you from doing that too. So there's kind of more flexibility in those positions. Where here, we only have position which allows us to only do damage. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe any questions about this, or is it clear enough?
So if my team just decides to sit in here for 4 minutes, then that's just it.
Well, it's not really, right? Because we're gonna be applying pressure from here. Yeah, there's one thing, and you can also go above this way, right? It just we don't want to remove the ability for us to do both things, damage and heal at the same time, right? Where
Okay.
here we're removing the support opportunity, right? So it's gonna be really tough. You can potentially try to communicate. Well, guys, you can try to go a little bit deeper this way. I can go this way, but usually it's tough. I also can give you another perspective. Usually, when you play brawl comps, you'll notice that your attention is gonna be more towards anybody who is more stationary. So in your case, it can be Cass and Ryan a lot of times. Where's your Cass, by the way? Yeah, Cass was in spawn. Okay, but yeah, usually it's gonna be one of those guys because it just easiest for you to also support them. And it's not emphasis is not on support. It's just two opportunities to do that. Does it make sense? Or yeah,
Yeah,
any
yeah. Maybe my mic didn't pick it up. Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah, we can go over more examples, but yeah, typically it's that. Yeah, even if we watch the bass players trying to just do all of this stuff, it just basics, kind of fundamentals on any supports. You want to be able to see both your team plus apply pressure. And let's say with seeing your team, what we mean is we not always have to see them directly. Yeah, we might take angles that deep so we can see them again in around 2-3 seconds. I would say approximately. That's how I would say that, because there are times when they have to do rotations, there are times when we have to, well, let's say there are also times when you have to I'm just thinking, well, let's just say repeat different angles, stuff like that. Yeah, it's fine. But this stuff only applies to when the fight is active. Yeah, let's say the fight is not active, but yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know, for whatever reason, your team is respawning, and for some reason you got in here, right? It's just kind of at this position. It can be okay. Well, just if your team is gonna be fighting here, yeah, and you investing all this time to set up before the fight, it's okay because you're doing it when your team is not around. But when your team is active, when there's brawl phase going on, yeah, two teams are doing something, you ideally want to see both your team and enemy as well. Okay. So and seeing will
Sure.
mean just get in. I'm gonna write down seeing your team will mean see them in 2-3 seconds. Yeah, that's can be just fine. Usually in a brawl phase, there's always gonna be exceptions from the rule too. Yeah, I would say maybe in the case you have ultimate or in the other cases, but yeah. There was if we're talking about your positioning, yeah, there was the problem with that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here, this looks relatively fine, yeah, team walks inside this space, we able to see both of them, your team and the enemy a little bit. Keep applying pressure, you cast dice, okay. That's fine. Now we keep walking. And from here, yeah, it's where it becomes a little bit tough, but yeah, what do you think? What do you think just doing this round about your position? What was your
Well,
thought process? Mm-hmm.
I swung out. Well, I could have just stayed right here, even. Like I have cover here, and then I move forward, and then the ash catches me in the open because I don't have any cover.
Just
But
mm-hmm.
I'm trying to open up a different. So it looked like my tank was pushing kind of to the left. My team was pushing a bit to the left. I was trying to kind of open up an angle on the right.
Yeah, just kind of go near the stairs. Yeah, try to open up from here. That's what you mean? Or even jump on this platform. That's what we wanted.
Yeah, around there. Yeah, I didn't. I don't think I had an exact like I'm gonna jump up on the stairs thought. Just wanted to move away from where my team was shooting. I didn't want to just sit behind them.
Okay. I think it's fine. Yeah, just besides that, yeah, kind of adding more complexity with movement, I think, can also give survivability, but I think other than that, it's alright, to be honest. The biggest thing is what kind of next cover I'm choosing if I'm picking the angle. I think this, he would be just fine. Yeah, maybe also playing here. It's sort of okay, but to be honest, the verticality is always the best thing for us. If we're able to get it, just somehow position over there. Okay. Small things when the big burst character they kind of looking at us. Also, not necessarily we have to move right towards the cover, but a lot of times because they anticipate you well, for some reason, if we end up in the open, we usually add more randomness to the movement. Well, it's kind of basic thing is doing AD strafes, but there's also stuff we can do with our normal crouch button. Yeah, just try to do that. Yeah, in your case you can also charge the boot, sometimes go up, but yeah, a lot of times we don't have to even release it. We just kind of can hold it for a little bit when there's attention on you, and it should be okay. And yeah, alright, you guys managing to get a Sue, and I think you should have decent advantage if you. I just wanted to say if you destroy the tire, but yeah, that's alright. That's alright. You guys use it quite a lot there. It should be okay, to be honest. Okay.
Right.
It's fine. Okay, that's. Do you remember any specific sections where it was a little bit tough for you to decide where to position with angles?
Not really. I don't honestly.
That's
I
alright.
don't remember.
Okay. Proactivity, taking space. This is good. Okay.
You know, the bencher's over there, so that's why I rotate over to the left.
Makes sense. Yeah, it shows that you do take angles quite a lot of times. Yeah. In your first point fight, yeah, we did go on the left lane here. You're also taking this left lane. It's comfortable too. I think it goes okay. Yeah, just a little bit more extra attention to this guy, but it should be alright. If there's no damage follow-up, usually it's okay-ish. Okay, keep up the pressure. Hook is coming in really soon, but they're not peeking.
They drop down.
Okay, so I'm just wondering where. So it starts kind of here. Yeah, 5 seconds. Okay, your wrist is recharged. And what was our previous lamp for? Okay, it was around just a little bit later. Yeah, it was around here. Yeah, the Genji is quite low. Right. Yeah, because it also happened before, in a way. I think it just partially might be the awareness thing a little bit. It's not necessarily just how we use the lamp is wrong. I think, yeah, because here, especially when the Genji was active, it was okay. But this is what I saw before as well. There've been 3 times. Okay, this is already third time when we're probably choosing or like not choosing to lamp. Let's put it this way, because maybe there's
Reset the die.
yeah, well, this is one of the examples. Yeah, it's just we not choosing to lamp maybe because of the not reading the enough information, maybe not able to put the attention at the right space, stuff like that. It might be that. I will show you that example as well. It's just a little bit back here. Actually, it's also right at the start, right there, when your Ryan walks in. Yeah, this is a pretty big thing too. It just, if I expect him to walk in, this is probably the target of a lamp. But yeah, we'll talk about it as well if we need later on. But it's obvious here when your cast walks in, it shows right now. Okay, and taking final off angle, and then your cast dies. Okay, there's definitely maybe not the easy thing to do, but this is something what ideally we should be able to do
Okay.
in our case.
So that's another thing, because there have been times where, so for example, I've actually played a few games where I anticipated Tracer Pulse and saved my lamp for that,
Mhm.
and it worked. So I think maybe here I should probably do a better job of anticipating, where the hog is, kind of see that my cast is moving in that direction,
Mhm.
and then it's not a snap reaction, right? Maybe just paying more
Mhm.
attention to my team.
Right. Okay. So, do you think it's just anticipation of certain abilities that what needs work?
I think it's maybe, and then also kind of anticipating that like my team is going to go in, right?
Yeah, I
And
think.
they're going to they're going to
Mm,
try and do something too.
yeah, I think it's both of those things. Yeah, because this is what it also can change your angle potentially. If I see already that my Ryan goes in here, that's probably, in terms of expectations, I think that's probably gonna be the first target we will lamp. Yeah, maybe if not the Ryan, at least at the same angle where my Ryan and the rest of my team will be taking advantage of that. Where we go on the bottom, I think it's gonna be really difficult to lamp. Yeah, because it's not gonna be, because of fighting inside this, and lamp is pretty significant cooldown. Yeah, we can use it for each fight. It's like sort of an ultimate as well, in a way, small one, but still it does a lot. And I think anticipation of important cooldowns, I just put it this way, and maybe try
Yeah,
to,
that's a good.
yeah,
I noticed I've been slightly late on things like hook, and
yeah,
where I throw the lamp, half a second late. So that's a
yeah,
good point.
yeah, because this I think should help immensely, especially on the map, because your lamp is such a big resource. It can literally save someone's life. I definitely think just looking at that can be valuable too. That's what it feels like. Because your angles, I think, well, of course, this could be cover as well, the first one, but this is a more important recurring issue too. Based on those fights, yeah. Like for example, there, yeah, we do anticipation where Marissa is, where the pressure goes, and maybe also anticipating your important cooldowns. Probably you expect your Orisa to get hooked, yeah, because the rest of your team is positioned really far. Yeah, well, maybe not. Oh, sorry, not hooked, but well, if not hooked, then at least we expect them to just be receiving more pressure. Did they get hooked? Actually, I think they did. Oh no, they just walk in. Okay, that's fine. But anyway, they're the most aggressive right now based on their position.
And take two
So
alts, and
yeah,
two alts to alt themselves.
yeah. It's kind of, maybe they will die still, but at least you trade a resource better. If they
Okay.
live, that's gonna be huge. Probably they might die, but still, that's a resource trade in a way.
I did anticipate that hook. So
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
yeah.
Okay, this is where we kind of forgot about this guy, but what was that about? Maybe a little bit too much attention on what this guy's doing. Well, that's alright. It's definitely, I feel like your quality positions will improve immensely as well if you don't
Okay.
anticipate. You
I
remember
think
why
I'm
you died as well? Well, would you make that decision if you knew the Ash was there? I'm not sure, right? Maybe it's gonna be easier for you to decide something else with the position, right? Hmm.
mhm. I think I'm also relying on my team too much a little bit. And I need to keep myself safe. Like, cause right there, Roadhog was still on the stairs because I had just windowed and we were up, and Roadhog was right there, and Cass and Arisa were there, and then they both turned the other way. And
Yeah.
in my mind, I just probably didn't even. Like, why would you do that? So I think I probably just thought I was safe for some reason because what they did didn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, It's always
So
gonna
I need to
be.
protect myself better.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And deal with this first somehow. Yeah, just probably also getting a little bit more pressure on them. I think it's fine. If not, yeah, you want to shoot the backline, then at least we're trying to position on the way, so these guys are not bothering us 100%. Yeah, it's definitely with awareness. It's gonna be so much easier to improve the quality of the positions too. It feels like. That's what it always feels like, at least for me as a player, it always felt like if I take a break, then my game sense struggles the most, to be honest.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
yeah,
That's fair.
I just want to say that too. Because well, I remember there were times when I was able to track every possible ultimate right when I'm playing, but now if I go in a game, I don't think I'm gonna be capable of tracking everything. Maybe I will track some, but not the most accurate percentage too. Or well, cooldowns. I think I still have really good muscle memory for that, I guess. Anticipation, but
Mm-hmm.
because there are some changes to that as well, I think there will be points of time where I might struggle. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it just
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
it
Okay.
feels
That's
at least from what I know that the game sense struggles the most when you take a break. But yeah, there also might be some other things. So okay, are we doing fine there? Make sure we are dealing with that hawk too. Yeah, that's all right. Just finishing up the fight. Okay, what's coming next? Okay. Uptime, damage before the fight, open up the angle, that's good. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Okay. Now, well, position over here. Yeah, this is where it's again a little bit tricky, I think, because I think your damage output is fine. I think that you pushing there makes total sense. But if I'm anticipating this guy existing over here and looking for the hooks, would we go up there or would we stay anywhere else? What do you think? Well, you can maybe do a little bit of both too, but I definitely think your lamp is such a good tool. There was just not gonna
okay.
be, yeah, which is not gonna be helping them, the enemy hawk, to secure the kill. What do you think? If you know this guy
Yeah.
is
No.
down there.
Yeah. I mean, I could have even stayed where I was at, honestly, on top of that structure.
Well, the card is gonna turn, so wouldn't you want to reposition somewhere else as well?
Sorry, I thought you meant like right in this second. Um, I mean, I don't know anywhere else except like to the left, like to the left of the card, I
No.
guess.
Well, left of the card. What do you think later on if we even choose this one? Right, it just can also be one of the options. You just
Mm-hmm.
can always kind of transition between the long range angles. Verticality is preferable. And it's kind of one of the things if I anticipate big cooldowns and also think where my teammates are going, I think it just can be really important to save someone's life with the lamp there, especially around the hog. I think it's one of those characters where they don't have direct one shot, but there's a lot of damage adds up together. You just their next shot and then their trap, and then they also have another burst like their ash, I think, which can follow up on the shot. That is something what you wanna disable the lamp most of the time, probably. Yeah, if you're thinking about. Yeah, we can maybe put it into perspective, yeah, because I'm anticipating big cooldowns, it's just what I'm disabling with my lamp, yeah, maybe this also makes it easy. So you're kind of thinking, okay, pressure, support my team, disable that stuff, so it all kind of balanced, because just only pressure sometimes can, yeah, can also do this. And the pressure itself is alright, yeah, like here, the lamp seems decent. Yeah, we see, okay, this is the most active person. We are seeing there's a lot of damage coming in. We just slammed that. That's fine. We have a relatively fine position to do that as well. It's just the enemy team, they have more tempo, so you have to reset. You have to take your time. Okay, now we'll open up from here. It's what, sorry?
I said so that fight wasn't my fault, really. Like the
Well, it can be partially, right? We could say, if do you know if you save your Cas, could you turn the fight around? Well, maybe. It's partially. It's never entirely our fault. It's just partially everybody's fault,
just
but
like once the I guess the decision's already made. The fight maybe the fight decided from that first mistake then, and then there's nothing else that can be done.
oh well, there's can be, of course. We're just trying to make the best decision possible out of resources we have now. It's not like if we made the wrong decision and we didn't save that cast, we suddenly disconnect our keyboard and stop playing the game, right? Or like some people would say GG, go next if they see Ryan or TP on their team.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people do that. Yeah, we don't want to be careful because you don't want to fall into the same mentality, right? Because there are a lot of winnable cases. There even been cases where I would win 4v5. There's one guy
Sure.
disconnected and I would still win, and it's possible. Yeah, just that decision when I was 5v5, it influences the next, obviously, but yeah, the next decisions were okay-ish. Yeah, we're just talking about the biggest things. It should be all right if you just pay attention to the lamb. There would be a little bit different. I think that's a pretty big one right away. We can pick up on, yeah, because generally speaking, position doesn't feel bad. Yeah, it's I think your awareness can enhance the position, and at the same time your lamp usage should improve there too. You can also, along with the lamp, think about your shift. It's a little bit more cheap, but it also enables your activity. Anybody who is doing something, right? They might take an advantage of those every fight. Yeah, if the question is no, something is wrong. Usually, yeah. And especially your lamp is really big cooldown. If we solve the lamp later on, we can look into shift as well because it's cheaper. Yeah, but they always start with the big stuff. Yeah, lamp is big stuff. So we start with the most fundamental things. Yeah. Any questions maybe about anything so far, or
No, I think I understand what you're saying.
yeah? I can watch a little bit of defense. If you want, we can also watch a different game. Do you want to watch defense here or any different one?
I mean, I didn't pick an EV for this. I mean, I have a bunch of games that I've played. I don't know if they're. Oh, actually, maybe this one. This is a Blizzard World game where I think I made some good decisions, but maybe the same thing is kind of cropping up as well here too,
No.
where I'm not supporting the team at the right times, or I'm focusing too much on damage.
It's a good direction though. Yeah, it's because remember our first sessions. It's been some time where we just only done the healing, right? But there's the tricky thing about the the support. You always want to find a balance, and Prasha is first. Prasha is first. Yeah, it's 100%. But also just being able to support in the right place, it's just
Right.
might be really tricky.
Okay.
Yeah, you wanna watch the Blizzard World? Yeah, I see you send me the game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch that one. Did you have a chance to play a new game on Stadium?
No, it doesn't really interest me.
Yeah, it's okay. A lot of people find it fun. I just yeah, I was playing it low, but I think it was
Nice. You like it?
it was fun. Yeah, I was just mostly playing Ryan, a little bit of DPS there too, but Ryan was fun. I think. Okay.
And I really like the first person view.
You can switch the view. Actually, you can. I did switch it.
You can,
Yeah,
but I've heard that you put yourself at a disadvantage sometimes.
Yeah. I just what I found out is yeah, there's some advantage to the third view, but a lot of times on especially some characters, I would find it the way the character works, how you used to it, is just not clicking with that third view, and for that reason, first view a lot of times kind of feels better. That's what I found. You have to experiment, but yeah, it's definitely something.
I don't see myself playing Stadium very often.
Yeah, it's okay. Understandable.
I really like comp game.
Yeah, that's alright. Okay, so we're starting off. Your team's on the left, you on the right, so off angle. Yeah, I think this is your. That's why we're here. Yeah. Do you remember what was the thought process, or am I interpreting it not?
No, yeah, you're correct. Yeah,
You correct?
that's
Okay.
why.
Okay.
That's why I'm set
Yeah.
up here.
Okay. Perfect. I think it's alright. You know, I wanna ask you this because a lot of times we do talk. Yeah, off angle is important. Yeah, damage output is important. But what are the times when you don't take off angles?
When you do not, I'm unsure. Maybe when a choke or something, it's really narrow and you can't.
Hmm.
It could be one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not sure.
It's gonna be tough, yeah. Like if to break through the choke. Well, even there's still options, but sometimes, for example, like in the Blizzard World choke, if you ever get stuck at the first point, I think there's only one option: go left, and you probably on the map it's gonna be hard to do so, right? And it just can't be that. Are there any other times?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't thought about not trying to take an angle. I only think about trying to take them, so I'm unsure.
Because this is where I would say that you probably can sneak in more value if you don't start on off angle right away. Yeah, okay. If you're thinking about that, off angles, there are kind of multiple things to that. But let's just start with the most simple one. If we talking about the pressure towards that choke, okay? Obviously, diverting attention, all of that is pretty important. But at the same time, and it's just kind of map specific too. A lot of times people start here, and then a lot of times they drop to the left side and then to the right side, depending on your character. But what this high ground allows you to do is just this exact damage output before the fight. And the thing is, with the damage output before the fight, a lot of times we not necessarily need to be an off angle. It's kind of the same example with I'm trying to think. Maybe Arkenwell first point, if this gives you any good reference. Yeah, if I would push up a little bit more, just try to, for example, Ash with dynamite, yeah, and they will just dynamite and spawn. Or you could even shoot the spawn from the main and then walk backwards and take the place around the statue. I mean, the tower. Or there can also be cases where you defend third point Arkenwald. Remember, there's a lot of enclosed space. You would walk forward, do damage towards the spawn, and then you go back, but you go back to your off angle. Okay? So this can be one of the cases where you look at this and say, okay, am I really able to put more pressure from here compared to this spot? You see what I'm saying?
On the statue an option?
Oh, this statue can be an option too. It just might be, especially if they walk forward a little bit too much. But I think this can be a good starting point. Yeah, it's gonna be okay starting point, to be honest. But this is also not too bad. Okay, if you put it this way, when we do have this time before the fight, during the poke phase, damage before the fight, you can be not on off angle if this gives you more options what to do with the damage. Yeah, so for example, statue is okay. This is also pretty decent usually because there's no angle needed to kind of shoot at the same area. We just only purpose of this damage before the fight is try to farm more charge. But when the real fight happens, then I want you to transition towards, I don't know, like maybe you here, this is fine. Or your team is going right side, you on the left side is perfect. Yeah. But it's just those moments before the fight, this is what you can maybe find more advantage with that. If we're talking about that positioning. Does it make sense?
Sense.
Yeah, so it's just basically, especially for the folk phase, I think there's some points where, like you mentioned, the choke's also important, where it's hard. I think kind of have to stay there. Remember, there was example on the first point, by the way, which we reviewed with you before. There was kind of no choice. If my team's in the choke, they walk on a train. I think, yeah, I have to go there. There's still an option to go above. Yeah, so watch for that, but chokes can be oppressive sometimes. So you mostly, if your team is ever stuck in those, you can take additional angle, but your ultimate is also pretty powerful in breaking through those. Because this is what I say. I think this position from where we started maybe can also be improved. Just, yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, the fight starts, I'm on off angle, I'm just doing damage from there. Trying to grab the pressure and taking space now. That's okay. And you see how you're not on off angle now as well, yeah? Because you don't need it. You also have an advantage. A lot of times you'll also notice that when you have a big advantage, you don't necessarily need to be on off angle. You're kind of pushing up, taking space, right? No, sorry, you wanted to say something?
No. I just said yeah.
Yeah. So this is also one of the cases too, yeah? But see, like now I'm doing damage before the fight. Not exactly like too much off angle. Yeah, this is still slight off angle. Yeah, this is fine. I like it. It seems pushing here. You have more options to do something from the statue. This is kind of overall this main lane here, and also lanes on the left and the right. So later on, you will be pulling back, and this is where you start with the off angles. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Some attention to Ryan, window, good timing, I think. You guys are doing well. Okay. Do you remember any problematic points on this one, or?
Well, I lost this game, so
Okay.
I know there's probably key moments where I do things wrong.
Yeah. So far it looks alright. Okay. This is where I think it's kind of similar to what we talked about before.
Okay.
If you notice this, your Ryan commits really deep, but at the same time, if we trying to think about the pressure and also just supporting the rest of your team, I definitely think I want to search for option to kind of do that a little bit more. So might be obviously we don't want to just get in a spot where the rest of the enemy can easily kill you. But yeah, what do you think is the best option if your team's committing that far? It seems like they're literally over here inside the room. So I'm not sure. What do you think? What do you think is the right play?
Maybe through the right room, potentially. That's where they're gonna be back up to. I
Maybe.
think 3 tries back up too.
Yeah, yeah. At least this gives you options. Yeah, it gives you options to slam somebody who is active there, and potentially can also pressure. Right? They're just watching. Okay, who is the most aggressive member? Also, if we're anticipating who we might need to lamp, what I'm lamping on the enemy team, it maybe can be
The
bashed.
turret.
Yeah, Bastion turret. What else? What else you can lamp as well with the
The tire when he comes back, or
yeah ultimates. Ultimates
yeah.
are pretty big ones all the time. Mm. Like it
I
can.
have
Mhm.
there's some that I really because so tracers in my rank usually act a certain way when they have pulse.
Oh,
They kind of dip in and out, and I'm like, oh yeah. And Reaper a little bit too, although Lamp isn't as good against Reaper ult.
no.
But I do better on some heroes, anticipating. I mean, I do a better job of. But on others, I probably need to pay more attention.
Yeah,
Except for some, it's more obvious.
yeah. So it's definitely can also help out a lot too. I think if you would be there just 2 seconds
Yeah, with
earlier,
Lamp.
yeah, we would already made that decision. You kind of lamp all of those guys. They probably survive,
Yeah,
and afterwards you can also use the shift. And the fight is won. Honestly, I think you will win then. Your team was pushing aggressive. Maybe
so
it's not as needed, but I think it's fine. You also need to be enabling just where most of your team is active. Your team has managed to get it back though. This angle is fine. And now there's a little bit more space lost because of it, and we'll only have one ultimate coming in. It's Kiri, and we might be not enough. Simply, yeah.
yeah, we lose. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Nah, they just they have much better ult economy there for sure. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. They're pretty critical. So generally speaking, when you see somebody active, yeah, obviously if they just in front of us too, I think it's easy. Maybe it's just also might be partially more challenging. When you go on the angle, you have to look into places too. But I think this way anticipation, you create that mind map in a way. I think we made some of the reference in Attack Pro. Yeah, it's also the same thing. You kind of create the mind map somewhere. Yeah, and this is also
Yeah,
can
that's a good
be.
point. I'm so good at that game that I always know where people are. Essentially,
Yeah.
at all times. I know that this person they're at this boost over there. So yeah,
Yeah,
developing
because
something similar would be
I
helpful.
probably, if I would play that game, I probably wouldn't know that. I mean, well, there's maybe I will know some, but I 100% sure I will not know most where the people are because I never played that game, right?
Right,
So
right.
and just developing the skill, it takes time, but then eventually it makes it so much easier. You kind of have you cross
Right.
him mentally in multiple places, and it's not that your aim is sharp or something. You just kind of know, oh, this guy's gonna appear on the right, so you instantly turn the crosshair there, and then you maybe kill or maybe you lamp, and this helps so much, really.
That's okay. That's good. Good feedback for me to focus on.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be so much better. His general positioning looks decent.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good then, because that's. I mean, I don't want to say it's easy, but that's just pay more attention and anticipate things. I kind of feel like is easier than correct position at a certain time. I thought my positioning was
Yeah.
really off.
Yeah, because your decisions definitely can influence your position. Yeah, it's not like your angles are wrong fundamentally too much, right? But it's wrong the context of what kind of decisions you want to make next. Yeah, I want to maybe make sure I lump those guys. I want to make sure maybe also
Okay.
support them a little bit more, and then my positioning changes because of it. That's why
Okay.
I usually separate the game on multiple layers. You kind of start with decisions, and then afterwards you can position, you can time things, you can also click, yeah, properly on just their head, just maybe heal somebody. It always starts with decisions in a way. Well, what I'm doing, where my attention is at. If my attention is in the wrong place, then it's harder for you to make a decision. It's just like any other sport. Just what I'm paying attention to. Yeah, am I watching the ball itself, or I'm watching the player how they run, so I can anticipate where the ball is going and this sort of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be definitely a little bit tough for us to support this one, but yeah, I think partially as well. I see if I'm. There's also Junker behind you guys. Okay. Well, anyway, if you know this guy is still aggressive, obviously we don't have the lamp too much. What do you think your next position would be, based on that? If your Ryan's going in there right now, so maybe fine to give.
Probably
Mhm.
jump up top and shift and rotate a little bit. Like I could see him from terrace, probably.
Yeah, saw the better one. Yeah, it's still off angle, I think, and at the same time we able to do both. Just see your team, see the enemy.
I
Also,
think I also wasn't really paying attention.
yeah.
I think that I didn't know that my Ryan was coming back. I thought that
Oh,
I was focused on trying to get out, I think, and I wasn't really paying attention to. I didn't
yeah.
have any cooldowns, and
Because they done
I think I was.
pretty big job too, yeah? They actually did charge the Zarya too, I think. Hmm.
Hmm.
That's also partially just where the enemies are. Yeah, maybe if you know that too, you can. If we just sneak in some more shots on this guy, I think just one clip, and this guy's almost dead. Yeah, well, he probably will die too. But it's just only if I'm able to find those best spots. Obviously, you not always know they're gonna come in this way, but there's some expectations can be made so it's easier for you to do. And later on, point the crosshair. Yeah, if the junker is not on the main, where they are, or my Ryan, yeah, they're also where they are currently, so I can just do a little bit of both, shoot the enemy, support my team, and should be okay. To be honest. Yeah, I think it's mostly that. It all comes down to mostly that pattern. Yeah, what do you
Hmm.
think? Maybe do you have any questions about all of that stuff?
No, I think I understand the concept better and kind of what to try and focus on for
Mm-hmm.
this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think this can be a good one to focus on. Well,
Okay.
are we? Well, do we wanna? We still have time. We could be doing live game, for example, or
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
little
let's do
bit.
it.
Yeah, we could just be trying to think about the anticipation a little bit more. I think it's one of the hardest things for sure, but can be good
Okay.
to start with. Yeah, so what do you want to pay attention to? Just try to, yeah, what are the things you will be
I think
anticipating?
anticipate big burst cooldowns probably or ultimate.
Hmm. Let's do that. So a big burst
Okay.
cooldowns, start tracking, 2-3, and make sure your lamp is there. Meanwhile, while you doing all that positional stuff will be perfect, I think.
Okay. I'm gonna start.
Yeah, let's try this out.
You see my screen okay?
Yeah, it's good. It's
Okay.
working.
Let me I didn't turn the sound down. Also, I've been trying to be consistent, play 2 hours a day, and then I also still do try hard FFA as well.
Yeah, if there's one, I think there's been less of those lobby. Yeah. So
I thought I've been getting them
you've been
lately.
getting them? Oh, maybe okay.
I
That's
get one
good.
about every day.
Yeah, that's perfect then. Yeah, I think those lobbies are just so good.
Well, it's not the most fun thing. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as it used to be.
Now, well, it's getting better because we getting better every time.
That's right. Yeah, when I was in try hard FFA, when I was in bronze and silver, it was really bad.
Yeah, well, it takes time,
Going,
definitely.
5 and 45.
What I notice, well, you when you're trying to aim at those guys, we talked about that partially, but remember that you want to do a little bit more dynamic pressing with your AD keys, yeah? It's just
Yeah.
there seems a little bit too much of A and then D. Yeah, you need to be a little bit more moving left, right. Like it's more natural. If you're practicing it here, and if you're trying to solve the enemy aim, then there's this. Yeah, we don't want to move in the line for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. It becomes way too predictable. Yeah.
Okay.
You can obviously just rotate. If you're just rotating going right, then you don't go left anymore. You just try to play, for example, I kind of go near towards the other cover or something. Or readjusting my angle. Well, this is fine in this case, but if you just stay in the spot where you're at, then there's more dynamic. Should be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, there's more. You should get a feel to do that, but yeah.
Okay. That's something I can practice.
Yeah, because it's so good stuff to even do that here in those Waxta and Tryhard FFA. You see, there's a lot of random movement the guys
Yeah, they're
do.
tough to hit in those lobbies.
Yeah, exactly.
You got it pretty quick.
The movement has to be dynamic for sure. Okay, yeah, looks fine.
Hey, I can roll. We were just talking about this.
Oh yeah, perfect. Especially for in defense, we also might sneak in some damage before the fight, but then position on the angle later. But
Some guidance would be good.
okay, everyone's banning Freya and Sombra, but
Yeah.
are they gonna
I
ban
don't
it
care about
now?
Sombra. I don't care about Sombra.
Your team wants to ban Freya. Okay, Hog. Some Hog bans.
Let me write this one down in my doc. It still counts.
Alright. Almost the usual. Tracer is a little bit unusual, but at least for those lobbies, I think. But yeah, that Tracer's definitely getting more popularity. That's okay. Alright, let's see. I'm just gonna look at the enemy comp, see what are the big cooldowns we can think about.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. She had an Ash. Or Cass. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when you were saying damage before the fight here, were you meaning kind of over here?
Yeah, so you can do a little bit of that, and then you kind of jump back. You be careful with opening up a little bit too much, but yeah, at least you can see the street, and you can even see it from further back.
Here?
Yeah, well, you can go one back if you look into this corner, like the way you peeked initially.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's okay, but you have to fall back instantly. Yeah, and it might seem a little bit tricky, and then you have to jump as well. But yeah, That's
backing up
okay.
from the Genji.
Yeah, so it's just no downside in that because when you jump, you give yourself a little bit line of sight.
Can't see my
Yeah,
cast.
in this case, you kind of drop and it's gonna be fine. Right, so looking at their team, what are the big things we'll need to lamp properly? If there are any, of course.
Dash maybe. I
Maybe.
know he's coming in.
Yeah. Dash is
I don't know.
tricky.
Dynamite's kind of damage over time, so
Yeah, there's a lot of damage over time for sure. You can press tab and check, just so you remind yourself. It's always before the fight, and see
they're
also
gonna
scene
switch
changes.
anyway. So let's
Yeah,
see who this is to.
yeah. They're like big
Go.
burst
All right,
pressure.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Sticky bombs maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sticky bomb
Trying to have
beam.
cover here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she did the bombs.
Yeah. Just normal general pressure. There's a lot, of course, we lump that too. But yeah. It's also partially based on where
Now
your
I'm
teammate's
gonna
going.
try to look for a window here. I think someone went over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was right. The echo.
Nice. So see, you have that mind map and you just kill them.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I saw someone over there. Good point.
Yeah.
Good example.
Yeah, damage before the fight still can be doable if you open. Yeah, like
Okay.
this is already fine. Yeah, this is already fine. Then you can go back up or yeah. Well, that's something to yeah. Nice.
There's someone over there still. Yeah, Anna.
Okay. Don't forget
Look for an
to
angle.
remind yourself before each fight, first stab and check
Okay.
it because there might be different cooldowns. You can see they
You're
swapped Diva, so there's something might be something different in one alarm. Maybe they swapped Ryan, that's gonna be Ryan pin. Like they swapped to Ram, yeah, this can be their punch. Yeah. Okay. Okay, double Ram. Oh, your Ram is dead.
Get back up.
Yeah.
I didn't have lamp there because I
Yeah.
already lamped him.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's just they tried they tried so
Back up a
hard.
little bit.
That's alright, that's alright. Okay, you guys might manage to make it back. If your team gives them the tick, or maybe okay, they're contesting right away. That's the mistake. That's the big mistake from them. But you can try to help them.
Okay. I'm gonna try to go up top and maybe lamp here.
Yeah, you can try. Oh,
They backed up really
yeah.
far.
Seems that yeah, you have to play it a little bit different then.
Okay.
That's alright. That's a good lamb. Make sure you're ready to reposition too if you need.
Okay. I'm trying to stay. Yeah. I was trying to stay.
Oh, that's okay. We
No.
yeah, a good position for us to take too.
Ooh, I love the major perk.
Okay, that's alright. They just have a little bit of tempo. You guys need to reset. Now, once you do that, you can regain the tempo back.
Okay.
So you're waiting for other people to join you.
Should I try and look for a window?
You can think. It's up to you.
Like we could kill this guy. Oh my
That's
gosh,
close.
he's like one. I know I'm getting shot by the echo.
That's okay, that's okay. Okay, well, I'm still focus on that. Make sure you have the long sideline as well later on, so it's helping you. Nice, looks good. Lamp saved that life.
Covered from the ash over there.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Might even destroy them soon. Nice. You guys are good. And probably lamp. Yeah, okay. That's alright.
I was late. I was late on it.
It's kind of as soon as you see animation, that's why it's just not only the cooldowns, but itself, it's just also the start animation, I think, sometimes can also be
I think
okay.
is it still just that Ash? No, it's probably yeah, because Ram died.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
I
position.
know they're shooting at me.
Yeah, that was good enough. Okay.
I'm gonna try to catch the Life Weaver maybe. Okay, should I catch him this way? They're backing up.
Nice. This is good. Okay. Think about the position next.
Angle here.
Both things as well, so
This
able to
Echo.
also lamp someone on your team.
Echo can come.
Mm-hmm.
Probably didn't need to lamp that.
So as long as you have the angle, which is comfortable, to lamp and pressure, it's good.
Okay, I really want a good window spot here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, not too bad.
Yeah, it's going decent. So see that last fight too. It's just kind of the balance. Yeah, I think if you position yourself just slightly different, where well maybe not necessarily it's too far deep angle, but you kind of see your team. I think. Well, see your team a little bit better. Let's put it this way. I think it's gonna be even easier for you to make the decision. How do you lamp? Yeah, because you mentioned, well, maybe I shouldn't lamp that. Yeah,
Right.
but
Yeah.
I do. I do think there are some bad opportunities for us to position too. It's just having both things in mind. I try to do pressure, yes, but at the same time, I also try to heal up someone, put the lamp at the right spot. Maybe you can anticipate their ultimates, the big cooldowns, but all of that helps. All of that helps for sure. Just it was good overall. Yeah, it was the. I think we lamped so much more to just save your teammate's life and also yours.
Yeah, 10 saves. Let's see, two deaths prevented. That's great. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think there have been even more, to be honest. It just says two, but there was a fight in a choke. I think there have been multiple people, though, to be honest. So, yeah. And who knows? Maybe you save someone life, and then you also prevent the other deaths because of the snowball effect.
Onzo. Trying to zero. Maybe Storm Arrow, potentially. I was a misclick.
That's alright.
Although it saved my life.
Oh, well. Happens so, yeah.
We should chase.
By the way, if you look at their team, what do you think? Is the cooldowns?
I said maybe Storm Arrow's one, and then yeah, I had a feeling that was going to happen.
That's alright. If they know where you are, you can just reposition more frequently. You're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't great.
Storm Arrow can be. Cass, sort of, for the flash, short range.
Okay.
Might be. Diva, maybe Rockets, but yeah. Other than that, should be alright. Okay.
I'm doing this because I heard the Hanzo and Diva. Yeah, thought she was gonna. Whoops, I didn't mean to pick that one. I don't even know what that one does. Okay, they're letting us move. They'll cover. Gosh.
Okay, yeah, they invest in a lot there.
Don't all, please. Okay, good.
Nah,
Window.
this guy's disappeared. It's so fine.
Yeah.
It's usually because they're gonna be right near the objective, taking the proper fight.
Right.
Usually can be better to put attention there. This guy can die. Nice. Okay, next
Yeah,
angle.
we're doing good. All right, I'm not pushing this. I'm gonna set up here.
You can push. Well, okay. If there's other teammates pushing, then it's good. Your Kiriko can push at the point.
He's gonna ult. I know the Hanzo's coming after me.
Don't forget about this guy. Yeah. This guy, yeah, almost. We almost saved our life there, I think.
I was trying to like push it to the last second.
Yeah, yeah. That's alright.
But I should have just used it.
A lot of times that might happen this way. Just last second change.
Trying to get to Kiri so she can. Tried.
That's okay. You guys have more fights. All good. Especially if you farm your ultimate, you still have time. You definitely can manage it too.
Sure, here, Hanzo. Yeah, they're all underneath.
Position, yeah.
This.
And make sure you're ready to lamp anything.
Good call. I definitely would have missed it.
Okay, okay. Oh, it's going good. Life Fever disappeared too.
Okay,
right.
We win still. Cass is nowhere near.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well.
hope that kill was worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh well. That's going relatively fine. I think it's going better for sure. It was the lamp, especially. It's just...
Yeah, that was a good call on the on the one towards the end.
Oh well, the definitely. And see, you just I'm not even. Well, it's definitely a lot of things to kind of read, but together, if you add up all the information, just how active my teammates are, and what the enemy do, to be honest, all comes down to that, and should be okay. Or maybe you can separate on two of those topics. So you can put it this way in the summary if you want. So it's gonna be easy to practice. Yeah. So gonna be how active. Yeah, I'm gonna put it as well. How active my team is, and then how active the enemy is, and then it's gonna be easier. Yeah. But anyway, even based on those things, with anticipation, yeah, pressing tab. Yeah, it's a big thing. You're reminding yourself, and maybe there are also some other things. Just you looking at the exact animations, what is being used currently. Yeah, visuals is also pretty decent. Yeah. Okay. Well, we could try to summarize all of that, so we can put it in the summary. Oh, we also, as far as I remember, yeah, we still can do offline review for later, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's a...
Oh, there?
Yeah, I think because the session is 2 hours, it's... Yeah, it was exactly that. We also can do the offline review after. It just... You can practice a little bit of that, then you send me notes, the... whatever, how you practice that, and then like we can do an offline review later too. Yeah.
Okay.
There's still time. Yeah, there's still time to do that too. Yeah, for now we can just summarize.
Sure. So I think you said that. So one, I am taking angles, but kind of the reasoning behind the angles needs to be good as well. So I need to make sure that I'm not just focusing on pressure. I need to be able to support my team as well as pressure, and then use my cooldowns, specifically lamp, better in anticipation, and also one on what the enemy might do, and then also if I see my team pushing up. So kind of even that last example, not example, but that last push on Eichenwald, you know, I probably would have been late on lamp if you didn't say get ready to lamp.
Yeah, it's kind of both pressure, right, and your team. Yeah, okay. Continue.
And my team was doing the right thing, right? They're supposed to push the cart there. We won the fight, so it was fine. It's just I need to make sure that I'm doing the correct support.
So, based on what we mentioned, how do we understand who is correct to support for us for now?
Based on their activity.
And activity.
You say correcting me from my team.
Can you repeat that again?
When you say, did you say who is correct to lamp?
Well, we can put it this way: who is good to lamp? Who we should lamp? Yeah, yeah.
Right. And I was saying it was based on who's kind of the most active and if they're low, right?
Yeah, and activity is gonna be based on what? What do we look at?
Really, kind of how close they are, how far forward they are, if they're pushing up, trying to make a play potentially. Just kind of nearest the enemy team where they're in more danger.
Yeah, so it's gonna be position. Also, let's just keep doing the stuff with the cooldowns. Okay, you're gonna be reminding yourself. Think where, anticipate big cooldowns, and this way you can make a decision. Think what we can try to disable on the enemy, but at the same time you can also think about what you can enable on your team too. There's another part too. Okay. Yeah, just like all the things together, this last push, while getting ready for Lamb, because your Ram is using the punch, the E is low, there's a lot of damage going in from the enemy too, general, so kind of all the things sets up together and to kind of get him ready, yeah? Just being able to do that, it's a big thing. And position accordingly later on, obviously. If we able to read all of that information, it should help us out. Yeah, there should be big help. A little bit of just see both your team and the enemy fundamental thing, but make sure this is happening. Maybe put the rule where seeing your team will mean that you want to see them in 2-3 seconds on average, I would say. Not all the time, but yeah, especially if you don't have your ultimate, I think that's how it's gonna be. You don't want to not see your team for more.
We have 5 minutes. Can we look at where I lamped real quick?
Oh yeah, of course. Whatever the questions you have.
Like
yeah.
When you said you think that I could have be somewhere else.
What was the time?
It was.
I actually forgot. Yeah, you can just or I can watch it, or you can show me. Yeah.
I'm bad with the replay controls.
That's alright.
Let's see. It was
I can also do that. There's no problem.
It was like towards the end. I threw a lamp, and I said I didn't need to. Definitely after this, because the cart was.
I remember there was the ultimate. Maybe you're talking about the ultimate, or.
Kill this guy.
Yeah. Oh, the Hanzo lamp? When the Hanzo pushed you?
No, it was. Okay, it was like I threw it over that.
Yeah, this one is Storm Arrow.
It was when I threw it when my team was over here. Remember, they were like kind of over here behind these things. Maybe we were on defense actually. And I threw it over here, and I said I probably didn't need to lamp. And I was.
Oh yeah, you on defense. Yeah, you was on defense. You can go back to defense if you want. Yeah. Or I can also do it for yourself.
All right, maybe it's better if you do it.
Yeah, I can do it. Okay, give me a sec. Okay, I will make sure I will not watch the stream. Now, screen share. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Alright, can you see it? Is it on? Is it working?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so it was somewhere the last fight on defense. Somewhere around here, a little bit more forward. You guys got a little bit. They got a little bit too much unreasonable momentum there, but yeah, it's fine. And it starts somewhere here. Yeah, this is gonna be the last fight. Yeah, so what was the question?
Well, no, I threw my lamp over. So you see where the card is right now?
Yeah, the card's really far.
Right, and those little wall, like my team was behind those little walls. Oh, I think it's right here.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna be here. Yeah.
I think I throw my yeah. This is where I throw my lamp. And you said I could be in a better spot.
Yeah. What do you think your spot could be?
Maybe further, like right where the camera is, like right below.
Yeah, that's one of the possibilities. You see, by the way, it's one of the cases where it's not too bad to do damage before the fight from the main angle if this is giving you more options. Which I think, to be honest, this sideline is still relatively the same, right? It's just, we also, in theory, if my team is pushing this hard, yeah, I can also stay with them before the fight. If I know that later on we'll take the best spots, like over here or over there, it's gonna be fine. I just want to say that as well. You notice the pattern sometimes. Yeah, before the fight, you don't necessarily have to be an off angle. I also put that in a summary. Yeah, poke face can be not on off angles. You can be not on off angles before the fight. Yeah, if situation allows you. Obviously, if they're good off angles, be there, but sometimes no. But yeah, anyway, I think the right side, yeah, the right side is definitely better. And then later on, if your team makes rotation, you kind of more clearly see that. And afterwards, you're gonna be probably rotating on the main, actually, or yeah, well, it's just probably the position over here. I think it's gonna be tough if you position. Well, you could try, but you have to do the constant jumps. You kind of the way you can rotate from here. Actually, you can go here. So if I'm started here and then I want to make rotation while my team is moving this way, yeah, you're gonna be starting somewhere. Well, your team is going in, they walking back. Okay, you can maybe start rotating, and then you heal, shoot. And after that, your team walks back even more. You can maybe jump, you can go here, and this is gonna be your rotation. I think it's okay. Yeah, it looks fine. But then this spot just makes it slightly harder. Yeah, just you have to look in. Well, it's not that we have to look in two different places. It's whether we gonna have harder time to also supporting the most active angle. Yeah, if we hear. It was kind of the same thing as we hard commit in our first fight on the midtown under the bridge, and it's really tough for you to do anything from there in terms of supporting. It's kind of a little bit of similarities too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.